Welcome to Builds with Blocks, a show centered around the micro action figures and brick-based construction sets of the Halo universe. I'm your host, Matt Salvatore, and I am joined by Gabe Clem.
Hey guys.
Okay, so today we are in the Missing Tom and Missing Colin formation. So they decided to take a vacation. But we decided that we'd get on here and just have a quick reaction and talk about everything that went on this week with Mega's MCX Fan Vote with the Halo Heroes 16.
Boy.
So as you know, the results are in, and the Haunted has won by a significant margin. So Gabe and I just wanted to talk that through. So Gabe, what are your thoughts about that? How do you feel about the Haunted taking the prize?
I kind of regret promoting it so much. I shouldn't have made that custom, and I shouldn't have promoted it.
You tipped the balance. It tipped the scales.
All things considered, out of any Spartan they could have put in, Haunted's it's a cool Spartan, or it's a cool helmet, really, and it'll be a new mold. So regardless, I'm happy about that. I do wish that Flood or Thrall Slayer would have pulled through to the top, just because I feel like they're more unique figures, and they would have a lot more. They'd have a lot more pieces that were unique to them instead of just a helmet.
Right. The Flood would have obviously required a significant mold change to have, especially if they were going to have like the Elite's head fold behind his, like that. Yeah.
And even so, the Haunted, it'll probably look good when Mega does a official reveal of it. So, at the end of the day, kind of wish Flood or Thrall Slayer would have won, but I'm okay with Haunted. It's a cool piece regardless. What about you?
Well, to be honest, I honestly thought that the Flood was just going to take this fight.
I know.
I thought it was, so, like, originally when I saw the figures for the first time, I'm like, oh, Flood's going to run with it, and then the Thrall and the Haunted are going to battle it out.
Yeah.
And I predicted the CQB would probably be on the lower end, which it ended up being.
Mm-hmm.
But I had no idea that the Haunted had such a huge following.
Yeah.
I think the argument I made in our announcement episode was that obviously, from a scarcity or like a rare standpoint, the Thrall and the Haunted would probably be the most best choice, especially because I personally think eventually we'll probably see the Flood again.
I hope you're right.
May not be for a while. It depends on, if they're in Infinite. If the Flood ever show up in Infinite, I think we'll get sets with them right off the cuff. But if not, then I think it'll be a couple years later. So it's interesting, though. I have to say, though, I think it surprised me, and I think it surprised everyone. Props to Colin for choosing the winner.
Yeah, for real.
Colin, the man, picked the right one. So, but like on the voter experience, then how did you feel about how that all played out? Like did you feel like your vote? I found it a little tricky when I was voting. I had to vote. Really, it was like really 24 hours. So like one time I was at work and I couldn't vote until like 1:30. So for the rest of the time that I had to vote after 1:30. So how did that work for you?
Timing was fine my way for voting. I did like that after you vote, you can see exactly how many votes are on each figure, so you can see how they're all performing against one another. I don't know if I was the only one that this happened to, but like when I was doing the votes, it would say, hey, thank you, put your vote in, and it didn't really feel like it was 24 hours until I voted again. Like, I'd go back and check to see how the numbers are doing, so I'd, like, click one of them, and it would say, oh, thanks for voting, and I was like, wait, I thought I already did. And I don't know if if it didn't count, or if it counted two, and I double voted, but...
The first time that I did that, I would go in, and the first day I voted, I went in, I voted, and then I went to go check again, and the only way you could check is if you click it. And so I would click it, and the first two times that I did that, it said, thanks for voting. And then the next time, it said, then every other time, the rest of the days, it said, a vote's already been counted from this IP. The only trouble I had was, like, right after I voted, and that was the only time I could see the numbers. Like, every time I went back, then it wouldn't let me see how the voting progressed after I voted for that hour.
Too.
Yeah. So that's what I would do. I would vote. I'd grab a screenshot of it, and then I'd post it on the Evolve, to give the
Yeah, give the stats.
give the stats so that everyone could see it, even past them. But like past that, it was actually
True.
pretty interesting.
Yeah.
How did you feel about like community engagement? Do you think everyone was like? I found a lot of people commenting about which one wasn't the one that should win.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
There was definitely a lot of, I mean, like anything in the Halo community, there's a lot of really
Opinions.
strong opinions. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw
Especially about fruit.
I saw a few I saw a few that were very upset that the Haunted was in the lead, and then I saw some that were very happy about it, and I saw lots of people parading to push for the Flood and Thrall Slayer to win, either one of them. I actually saw somebody who was campaigning, like made posts about why CQB should win. I think that's the only person I saw that was supporting the CQB.
That's awesome, though. That
But
I still think that there was a lot of support that was going on, and I found it was actually really awesome because I didn't find like one part of the community was pro this and then the rest weren't. Like I felt like someone like you said, someone was championing CQB. Like Ian from Halo Canon, he was Team Thrall. And so that was awesome. I tag him in a lot of stuff so that get his opinion on it. But he seemed to be really, really excited about it. So it was really kind of neat seeing everyone's kind of opinion about it. Yeah, I did see a couple people upset about the Haunted, and I saw a lot of people super excited. I think John on the Drift, friend of the show, awesome dude, and his son, I think they went with Haunted. So congratulations on the victory there. That's pretty awesome stuff. Yeah, I think all in all, I think the fan vote was actually a massive success. I think at the end of it, almost 30,000 votes.
I'd say that's a success.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's awesome.
even Mega taking the initiative to let the community to decide something like this is, I'm not sure. I mean, as far back as I can remember, I'm not sure, other than like the New Mombasa, like back when that stuff was coming out, I don't think they've done a whole lot of fan vote stuff. So this was cool to be involved in and see everybody get so passionate about which one they wanted to win.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to skip to the future and let Mr. Tom Fishenden give his thoughts about it. So at this moment, Tom's going to jump in and tell you in an accent what he thinks about this fan vote, what he thinks about the results, and what is that. So, Tom, go.
Hey everyone, Tom here with some quick off-the-cusp thoughts on the first ever MCX fan vote and the results. So I apologise if I waffle a little bit. I am very, very sleepy right now and I haven't scripted this. Matt, Gabe, thank you for letting me be a part of this episode by dialing in with this one. I really do appreciate it. So, the Haunted Spartan won. Really, really interesting result. I initially thought that a multiplayer figure would be the least popular choice. Obviously, between this and the CQB, this definitely was more appealing, but I genuinely thought that the Flood was going to win this outright because of the appetite that people seem to have for this, for the Flood as a species. However, with all of that said, I think it is it really speaks volumes to the unique nature of Halo heroes as a whole, in terms of the fact that they could give us something like the Haunted helmet, which was a special commendation piece in Halo Reach on a figure. And I think that really kind of captivated people, and it really got people voting for it and engaging with it, which is awesome. It's been really, really cool seeing the community get engaged and get involved more broadly. Please, please, please do not show any animosity towards this result. I know it's easy to feel frustrated that your favourite choice didn't win, but I think it's worth us noting how awesome it is that Mega gave us this option in the first place. It's been really, really cool seeing how many different people have voted in different ways. I know Halo Canon was very, very heavy on the Thrall Slayer, and I think it's just shown that there is really a great and vibrant community around Mega Construx Halo, which is awesome. So, again, huge thanks to the team at Mega for letting us be a part of all of this and for putting together a great program for the community to get behind. I really hope you guys have enjoyed being a part of this. I hope that you want to see more votes in the future. because I definitely feel that they are possible, and I'm really, really excited to see how this figure will now complement the rest of the 2022 lineup. That's all from me, guys. I hope you're all keeping well, staying safe, and catch us in another Builds with Blocks episode very soon, I would imagine.
All right, guys. So you guys just listened to Mr. Fishington give his opinion. I have to say, Tom, that was a very nuanced approach. I kind of agree.
Hey, he still took us by surprise by going Thrall Slayer in our last episode.
From the beginning, yeah.
I was surprised.
I thought for sure he would go Flood, but all in all, I think that was a pretty awesome little vote contest that Mega's put together, and hopefully Mega does some more of that in the future.
Yes, sir.
Any other comments that you want to share on this? Are you good?
Well, just as a reminder, this whole fan vote thing was for Halo Heroes Series 16, not 15. So we still have a series before this, probably coming later this year, that we have to look forward to.
Right, and who knows what's on that?
Yeah, we have no idea what that's going to be yet. But hopefully if Kevin or anybody else at Mega sees this, it was a lot of fun to participate, and we're glad that you had the idea to let the community get involved. And I hope we see a lot of stuff like this in the future for more sets.
Yeah, and huge shout out to Mega, Jan, Kevin for bringing us in on this and allowing us to kind of announce this and have a really, really good time. I think it was probably one of the most funnest experiences to be a part of on the show, and just like within Mega. And I really enjoy the energy that it brought. A lot of creativity, like you built a custom that really turned the tide for the vote. So
yeah, apparently.
Yeah. You only have yourself to blame, Gabe.
I know.
But that's awesome. So hopefully we will. And the cool thing about what's happening with the Haunted is they're going to be walking us through the entire process.
Yes, I forgot about that.
So that's going to be cool to see how they're designing the helmet, what goes into something like that. So hopefully we'll get some more insights in the coming months about what all this entails. But tell us what you think, though, on the comments. What did you think about it? How did you feel about it? Did your champion win?
Tell us who you voted for.
Yeah, who did you vote for? And I really want to know if anyone switched their votes.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Like for me, I went from Flood to Thrall Slayer once I saw Flood was probably going to get taken out.
I think Colin threw us Thrall Slayer some pity votes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I'll give you a vote, So, I mean, I'll take pity votes. All right. All right, guys, I'm Matt Salvatore. This is Gabe Clem. And as always, evolved.
Evolve.